What up? Peace, peace. Wait for y'all to climb in. Peace and love. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're going to get into it in just 1 minute. Sit tight, like, and share. We're going to get it in. Okay. We're going to get into this. Peace, love, welcome. How is everybody doing today? Good to see everybody. If you are at work and enjoying this stream today, props to you. You're doing your thing. You are providing for yourself, for your family, or you have some entrepreneurial spirit and you are using work time to finish your goals, to complete your goals. Like, for example, if you have a business and you need flyers printed out and at work they have a printer with color, hey, when nobody is looking, print off a couple flyers for your business. What's going on, y'all? Peace and love. Welcome to the stream on Friday. And it's going to be deep. This is going to be deep. It's going to be quick, but it's going to have to be because y'all got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. But it's okay because I know what I'm talking about through and through. And so we're going to open it up today with getting straight into the point. How humans don't have souls, right? Human beings, animals, whatever you call it, whatever, we fall under, whatever the animals fall under, all life forms. We don't possess souls. We don't have them. We don't harbor them. We don't keep them. Our body is not a vessel for our soul. No. And as we go on, you're going to see the real mindfuck that has been played on us. Now, hold on. Let me just adjust this a bit. Move it up. Okay, I want to get in to this mind warp, I guess you can call it, of the whole notion of humans or animals having souls. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. It's when you really think about it and you really do some critical thinking, it's a little bit ridiculous that they've held that over us for so long. And then we're going to get into why. Why has it been commonplace to think that humans have souls? As if it's something that we can lose. Ooh. Hint, hint. Can we lose our soul? If we have something, we can lose something. If we have keys, if we have a light bulb, I don't know, if we have some weed, if we got some blunts, a lighter. Lighter is something that I always lose. And I'm always taking people's lighters also. I'm a lighter thief. How about y'all? I'm a lighter thief. I just, you know, yo, bro, can I borrow a lighter? Boom, 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 spark it. Right into the pocket it goes. I don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. First, I'm going to pull up a picture of a tornado. And this tornado has to be ripping through a township. And I'm sorry to say that, it sounds morbid, but I have to get an image of a tornado shredding through a town, terrorizing a town. And it's very important that I do this to show you guys what I'm saying. Now, for those that are good at connecting dots, and for those that are good at connecting two and two together, you already know where I'm going with this. For everybody else, stay tuned, because this is going to get heavy. It's going to get heavy. And maybe I should add in with this tornado search, maybe I should add in debris. So, how is everybody out there today? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are fantastic. I am fine. I just dropped my daughter off to school, and I said to myself, you know what? I got to do this stream. I've been waiting to do this stream. I did a video on this. If you go to my older content, or if you've been following me for a while, you can see a video that I did like this, but I never got to really show imagery and break it down. So here we go. This is a perfect image right here. Let me just open that up in the next window. Perfect. Okay, and then I will do one with a... Okay, so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to switch it over. Okay, so tornadoes. What does tornadoes have anything to do with humans and animals not having souls? Now, I don't want to, first of all, I don't want you guys to think that I am, you know, I don't even know what you call it. What do you call it? Semitic, not Semitic. Friggin'. I forget it. Not religious. Anti-religious, I guess you could call it. But there's a word for it, and it starts with an S. Anybody is there, they can help me in the chat. Okay, so if you guys are thinking that I am saying that that there is no such thing as a soul, I don't want you thinking that. Okay, I don't want you thinking that I'm saying that. I'm here saying that humans, you know, there's no such thing as a soul. A soul, as we know, is something that you can't see, something that you can only feel, something that is etherical, something that is more, I guess you could say, liquid than dense, more aerated than liquid. It is something beyond the physical, okay? And like I said, when you have keys, you have a body. you can lose those keys. When you have a body, you can lose that body. Now, there is a correlation between tornadoes and souls. Let me show you what I mean. Because a tornado, tor, is a torus field, right? A torus field are things that exist not only inside and permeate whatever it is surrounding or whatever it is being emanated from. The torus field is also emanating outside and around that object. So when we look at the torus field of a magnet here, for example, it says here, the torus is a fundamental energy flow, the fundamental energy flow, energy flowing through within and without. The fundamental energy flow field patterning in the universe at all scales, from the proton to the atom to the electromagnetic field of planets, stars, galaxies, and even the universe itself is what they're saying. Now, I do believe that the universe itself is a torus field, but the other things like the stars and stuff, not so sure. Galaxies, definitely not. Like, let's be real. No such thing as space. Let's be real. But to say that humans have souls is incorrect. Now look at here. We can see here clearly in this picture that the toroidal field of a human being, it goes inside, but it also stretches outside of the body. And what they're not telling us is it goes for miles and miles and hundreds of miles. Okay? You can get together with people online and meditate on positivity, on there being peace and no wars. And around the world, death tolls will actually drop. Okay? The rate of death will actually drop when people get together from opposite sides of the world and they start praying and meditating on the same thing. Now, if we look at here, we can see this is a typical image of a person meditating with their aura field coming around them. You can see this. You can see the Pisces right here, this blue image. You can see the Vesica Pisces here, or the womb, that we're emanating from, that we come out of. You can see this big kind of football shape around. In this depiction, it is going more wide than it is tall. And this is why, through that crucial alignment of the stars that we had in 2019 emanating into 2020, this is why COVID was dropped and there was social distancing, y'all. Because they know that your immediate field of energy, the most influential healing, they call it, what do they call it? They call it remote healing. When you can heal someone from not actually working on them, from not actually touching them, by holding your hands out to them, by giving them a hug maybe, by just smiling at them, that you can heal other people. And through COVID, there was an incredible star alignment in early 2019, and the social distancing was a tool to keep us sick and to keep us from ascending together, okay? From ascending together as a human race. Now drop some ones in the chat. What's going on, y'all? Interact with me, man. Drop some ones in the chat if you can hear me. Say what's up. I'd love to see how your day's going. Drop a one if everything is good. Now, through COVID, when they were saying social distancing, stay apart, 6 feet apart. Remember that? 6 feet apart, a meter apart. You went into every store. Thanks, P-Dot. Thanks, Lance. You go into a store and you see these things on the ground, these stickers on the ground saying, stand 6 feet back from the next person. You would go into a lineup outside in the fresh air, and they would be having the mask on and saying social distance. This is because from 4 to 5 feet, your aura, your immediate aura, the most potent, powerful aura that is outside of the body, is actually going to be healing people. So if a healthy person gets into line with some sick people in front and behind them, then guess what? Their vibration is going to raise up to that healthy person's. And it's not only that, it's also through the light code emissions that these stars and that the sun and the moon was reflecting back to us, and the earth's vibration itself was emanating out of the ground. It was a very uplifting time, y'all. It was a very transformative, introspective, intellectual, spiritual, etherical time through all of COVID. And it's a shame. Like, I never believed in it. I know you guys didn't believe in it out there. I know most of you guys watching this aren't vaccinated, and you will never be vaccinated. And I applaud you for that. So let me give you a cheer for that. Couple gunshots in the air for y'all, for the real ones, for the real believers here, for the real truth seekers, because we know that something was off about it. You know, something breaks out halfway around the world and it spreads all the way over here. Now, I'm not saying that the coronavirus, the corona, you know, the vid, I'm not saying that wasn't real. I know that there was a virus that was identified as a corona back in, I think it was like the 70s, 60s, 70s. But it's like how it was exposed, the mutation of it, the potency of it, where it went, from how fast it traveled, all of this kind of like one of those end time movies, you know, one of those like apocalyptic zombie movies, you know what I'm saying? So they put the fear tactic in. They put out remember, I keep on talking about the more fearful you are and the more sad you are with the people dying and being hospitalized, the more logos and advertising start working. Okay, so you can't hear the cheers either or the gunshots. Okay, so that's cool. That's fine. Let me know if you can hear the cheer here. So basically through that amazing transformative time, they wanted us at a very low frequency, because they know that the earth's frequency itself was rising. The North Pole was opening up, sending out more electromagnetic activity. And you know what? Now they're saying in the news, you can see the northern lights from very far. You know what I mean? From very, very, very far. And I'm not going to say it's never happened before, but in our lifetime, it's like it's never happened before, because this North Pole is widening. The electromagnetic energy is widening up. And that is why we are suddenly, you know, it's like once it starts opening up, once the vibrations start rising, boom, they send us something that'll throw us right back down, like the virus. They're going to send us some sort of a war. They're going to put in some sort of a puppet president that is making all things go haywire. All of those little things, right? So we gotta realize that the only thing to fear is fear itself. And also, we gotta realize that through the times of fear, where they're trying to put fear on us, there's got to be something else that is underlying that is so positive in the world that they just do not want you to focus on. You can go on world news any day of the week and find some heart-gripping, heart-wrenching stories of love, of giving. And you can feel it. Your hairs stand up. Your hairs is just an extension of your nervous system. Okay, so when you look at the nervous system, like a photo of the nervous system through your body, and you realize that your hair is actually an outer extension of that's the nervous system of your outside body, then you start to pay attention to your hair and what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? If your hairs stand up on your arms, or you get the goosebumps on your body, that is an extension of your nervous system. So here we go with a photo of the nervous system if you guys are paying attention here and looking at the screen. Oh, this is all the way over here. Why is this like this? Okay, let me just open this up for you guys. Boom. Get it full screen for y'all. You guys deserve the full screen treatment. Okay. The nervous system here. Let me zoom in on it for you guys. This is a very simple, obviously, diagram. But all these blue veins, red veins, or whatever, they split off into millions of more. Literally millions. Okay? There's more like nerves going through your body. If you were to line up all the nerves that go through your body, you would be amazed at how many miles it reach. How long is the nervous system? I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to tie this all in for you guys, okay? To put the soul and everything. The brain and spinal cord from the central nervous system, while the nerves that branch out throughout the body form the peripheral nervous system. There are 37 miles of nerves in the body. Y'all, look at my face, y'all. Look at my face. 37 miles. 60 kilometers. Yo, that is like a mind blow right there. If you haven't heard that. 60 kilometers, 37 miles. Where think of something that's 37 miles away from you right now. Think of a family friend. Think of a vacation spot, a mall, a store that you go to, a getaway. And think about that highway sign, y'all, that says, this destination, 60 kilometers away. This destination, 37 miles away. Miles away. Now think about traveling that distance and letting your nervous system out the whole time, just unraveling through you. You can, if you connected like a nerve to like a thumbtack or some shit, and you like put it up on like a bristle board or some shit, right? And hypothetically, you could just walk or run or drive as it's like unraveling, like in those cartoons where a little bit of thread is caught from the sweater and they run and suddenly, before they know it, they're like naked and the sweater's been gone because it's been unknitted. Yo, think about doing that with your nervous system. In 37 miles, it would run out. That is effing nuts. Crazy. Okay? So then when it gets to your skin, your hair now becomes your nervous system. If you don't have much hair, and you have concentrated coily hair on your body, or if you're like for example, East Asians, right? Like Chinese, they don't have a lot of bodily hair. They don't have a lot of facial hair. They got a big, thick head of hair that they used to grow really, really long, right? Or Jamaicans who don't have a lot of hair on their body would grow out really, really long dreads, right? So the hair is a nervous system. It is also something that helps us feel and sense. So when they're saying in COVID, when they're saying to stand 6 feet apart, 1 meter, distance yourself, social distancing, then we know that it is for a reason. What reason could it be? A good reason? No. When does the government ever have our best interests at heart? Obviously, it's for something insidious. Obviously, it's to block something. So, we got our nervous system, 37 miles of nervous system in our body. We have our hair. We have our aura, right? The electromagnetic energy toroidal field that is inside and outside of our body. I like this picture right here, right on the screen right here, of the torus field going inside and outside of the body. I like that photo because it shows you how it emanates through you to your heart chakra, which is the balancing point, and then it extends beyond you. You see, so right here, heart chakra, and it is umbrella-ing out and over you, okay? Now, do you really think, because we think about, this is the aura field I was talking about, and now see how in this picture, yeah, you guys can see it, see how in this picture there is an immediate, there's almost like an immediate toroidal field, and then there is an extended one that's around it. This immediate toroidal field is the one that they didn't want us to be coming into contact with each other. Okay? Oh my God. The toroidal field that extends outside of your body, that first layer, that first onion layer, is the most crucial for healing, for social healing, y'all. This right here. So we have this kind of like this double toroidal field right here. And this larger, the bigger, you see, the bigger and bigger that net gets, the weaker it becomes. But the bigger it is, right? So the more space you can cover, but the weaker the electromagnetic energy is. Now, the smaller it gets and the more condensed, you can see the grid that's drawn out there. You can see that grid start to condense. And those anchor points, those intersecting lines, are where energy is at its most potent. So, if you open up your hands like this, like I have right in front of you on my screen, you can see all the holes through it. Okay, you can see it all. You can see my face, you can see my background, and it's just spinning. But the tighter your hands come in together, the less of the background you can see, the less light you can see penetrating through, and the tighter the knit is. The tighter that knit is, the more intersecting lines there are, and the more intersecting lines there are, the more powerful the emission is. Okay? It's like a radio station. The closer you are to the signal, the stronger it's going to be. The further out you are, the weaker it gets, but the more broad range of people it can reach, right? So, this immediate circle right here around us, coming up from the human first, that is the distance. That's like arm's length, right? If you imagine him opening up, this figure here, opening up their arms, that's like arm's length. And they always said, you know, stay an arm's length away from people. If you extend your hands and the other person extends their hands, then you guys will be 6 feet apart, right? Generally speaking. Now, I wonder what that measurement was in other places of the world. But 6 feet apart for North America, right? As far as I know, in England and everything like that. Once another person, say I don't know if you can see, okay, no. So, once another person comes into this, like this picture here, once another person steps into that field, you are now able to telecommunicate through thought exchange. You're able to feel someone's vibe, like, oh, that person had bad vibes. You walk into the room, this auric field touches your immediate auric field, and you're like, oh my God, this person's just giving me such good vibes. I want to talk to them. If you have vibes of healing, of positivity, and you're the blue person, and you walk into an infected person's field of range, or a fearful, scared person's field of range, you can immediately boost their mood and their health. Okay? So, when we ask ourselves, do humans have souls? No. We don't possess souls. We don't have souls. Souls, listen up to me. Listen to me clearly here. Humans don't have souls. If you look at this tornado, right? Look at this tornado. This is an up-close picture of a tornado spinning. This is some other photos of tornadoes doing their thing. Absolutely devastating whatever comes into their path. Now, we know that a tornado isn't physical, right? It's not physical. but it can damage things. It can sweep you up into it. It can totally erase things. It can bring rains and whatever. And we know that tornadoes are just, it's temperature exchanges. It's things that are happening in the environment. And tornadoes form. Now, I don't want to say that that's all it is, because I'm reading this book that I've read a bunch of times before. It's called The Teachings of Don Juan. And I highly recommend this book. I will bring it up here. It's called The Yaqui Way of Knowledge. The Teachings of Don Juan. And it is written by Carlos Castaneda. Castaneda, for, whatever, the regular pronunciation. Carlos Castaneda, The Teachings of Don Juan, A Yaqui Way of Knowledge. Now, this book is very mind-expanding. There's different covers. I have the cover that looks more like this, but I will enlarge it for you guys. Get this book, everybody. It is heavy, deep, very deep, even if it's just to show you a different way of thinking, okay? A different way of processing information. And it says in the book something similar to the winds being alive. And Carlos Castaneda, the author, was, talking to Don Juan and just saying that, the wind is just an exchange of temperatures. The hot air rises and the cold air rushes in. And he looks at him like he's insane. Don Juan looks at him like he's insane, and he's like, is that all you think wind is? Like, is that what they teach you in your schools? Like in Michael Jackson Bad, right? Is that what they teaching you in your sissy schools of yours? Huh? How to lose your friends or whatever? No, I love Bad. I love Michael Jackson. Anyways, he says, he looks at him like he's crazy. Is that all you think the wind is? The wind is an entity. The wind is omnipotent. It is a spirit that is alive, that is going to come to you when you need it. Okay? So I don't want to say that tornadoes are just this, and electromagnetics, and temperature, and directions of wind. I don't want to be that simple-minded. But I do want to say that tornadoes, it's not physical in the sense like a wall here. You can pass through it. It passes through things. But, so this is very similar to our torus field, right? If you look at the torus field here in this image, it would be the above half of the toroidal field that represents the downward spiraling tornado. Okay, you look at the tornado, it's wide at the top like a funnel and smaller at the bottom. You look at the human torus field, at the top it's wide, it goes down to your heart chakra, and it is at its most thin but condensed size. Then below the heart, it fans back out, right? Like an upside down tornado. Now, if we imagine that there is a tornado above us and below us at all times creating this torus field, we have to ask yourself, do we have souls? Okay? Now, the soul is read through the aura. This is your auric field. Your aura has a toroidal spin to it. And that is what is harboring, it's what's attracting your thoughts. It's what's attracting life events. It is your soul. Okay? This is what gives you your characteristics. This is what gives you your, the memories of your past life. It's all trapped in these toroidal spins, which also emanate through your organs. Okay? Your organs are what keep on coming back. This is why the Egyptians, they emptied out the body. They took the brain, they took the heart, they took the liver, they took the gallbladder, they took the kidneys. They emptied it out, not because they couldn't embalm it, right? If they could empty out your skull and embalm it and keep it preserved, and I don't think that the Egyptians or the mummies or what have you was really as old as they're telling us it is. You know what I mean? I don't think anything is that good to be able to make something last that long exposed to the open air. Because when it's in the open air, it decays a lot faster than something that is in the mud or underground. Okay? So, let's stay, or even underwater. Underwater things will preserve better than open air. Now, moving on. Your organs harbor characteristics. If you're into Chinese medicine or into Ayurvedic medicine, the liver is what, if your liver is out of whack, you're an angry person. If you're an angry person, check your liver. If you're an angry person, get some milk thistle capsules or whatever, or get the actual thing, boil it up, take the capsules, take the compacted pills, whatever it is, and heal your liver. Stop doing things that damage your liver for a while. Your liver will regenerate. If you cut away a third of your liver, it will regenerate. So that is just an example of how your organs help to emit emotions. Your organs help to express who you are. Your organs are more than just processing elements for food. It is a part of your spiritual makeup manifesting in the physical form. So, do we have souls? Do we have a soul like we have a pair of keys that we could possibly just lose? No. The toroidal field, which is your soul, which harbors your characteristics, your past life memories, your ambition, your identity, it is emanating through you, most condensed here at the heart, between the sacral, the solar plexus and the heart, are very strong, potent, condensed areas of where that toroidal spin comes down and gets very, very, very quick. Because remember, at the eye of the tornado, it is spinning quicker than the outsides of the tornado, right? It's more turbulent. It's more potent. Okay? Now, if we look at this tornado, we can see that it is also taking up water and sand and everything. And if we look at this tornado, we can see that there are physical objects being caught up by physical debris. If you shot a bullet through this tornado, it would go right through that dirt and the dirty air, the sand, the soil that's caught up in the tornado. But if you were to shoot that at that tornado and you hit one of these pieces of debris, say you hit a board here, it would obviously have a bullet hole in it. Even after the tornado moves on and drops that piece of wood back down, you can walk up to that piece of wood and look at the gunshot wounds. So what am I saying? I'm saying that what this tornado has picked up is its body. What this tornado can be invisible. A tornado is only made visible through what it picks up. You can see in the corner of a parking lot, in the mall, in your kid's schoolyard, on a soccer field, in the desert. You feel the wind, and you see these leaves on the ground spinning. It's like it's starting to spin, and you're like, holy shit! Like it's like a little mini tornado happening right here. And then it goes away, and then over 6 feet away, another group of leaves starts spinning. But you wouldn't know the direction of the wind until it is exposed by something physical. Do you see where I'm going with this? For all of you deep thinkers out there, you know where I'm going with this. For everybody that's new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is what I do. This is who I am. everything that is visible by the tornado is not the tornado itself. It is the debris, the soil, the rocks, the steel, the metal, the material that it has picked up. So what are we saying? We're saying that the tornado is this etherical wind, this pressure, this torrenting of energy that is invisible until it picks up something physical. Okay? Now, there's going to be a lot of regression, a lot of going back here, because we know that there is no such thing as physicality. We know that everything is hollow, everything is spinning, but for layman's terms, for the sake of getting to a solid foundation here, we know, we can all agree that this wall behind me is physical, that my chest, my skull, my bones is a physical thing. And when we talk about, oh, it's spiritual, it's not a physical thing, it's like it exists in the spiritual realm. We know that we're talking about a lighter density, something that is not as densely packed, right? We are talking about etherical things, exoteric things, metaphysical things, beyond the physical, okay? So let's just agree that the things that you can touch and the things that bump into each other and the things that you can like physically see are the physical world. And let's label the wind, the soul, emotions, let's label those spiritual things, etherical things. Tornadoes exist always, whether you can see them or not, like a soul, whether you can see or not, an aura, whether you can see it or not, it exists. But it is only made visible when it picks up matter, material things, y'all. That's the only time, yo. For real. Think about it. There's always those winds going, and then you can only detect the spin when it picks up leaves, when it picks up sand, and you're seeing those little sand dunes and whatever, those little sand spirals happening on the ground. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the tornado has debris, right? Because sometimes a tornado doesn't have debris. Sometimes a tornado doesn't have anything material to pick up. Sometimes it doesn't hit the earth, like the ground. Sometimes it's not traveling through sand. Sometimes it's over the ocean, but it doesn't completely touch down to the ocean. But it's always there. My bad. Sorry. But it's always there. But you don't know it until it picks up matter, material. So let's look at this picture right now. And let's ask ourselves, does this wood debris have a tornado? Let's ask ourselves here, does this sand and soil have a tornado that it can lose, that it can remember its last tornado? Does this sand here have a tornado to save? The answer is no. Do our bodies have a soul? Does our physical body, look at the screen, does our material, does our physical debris have a tornado? Does this wood have a tornado? Or does the tornado happen to have this debris in it right now? Does this tornado have temporarily sand and soil in it? Does this toroidal field have a body caught up in it? Yes. Yes. That's what is going on. That is what's happening. The toroidal field of our body was spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's a tornado that is constantly moving over the face of our earth in other dimensions. And when this toroidal force, this spirit, this soul is moving through different wombs, it will stop at a womb. It will localize. It will penetrate and pick up matter from the physical realm. You know, the egg, the sperm, they go together. The atoms start splitting, and once you have that matter, that new life, that the debris, the cells, we can call the debris the cells. Look at this. Imagine this is a baby, a fetus with, I don't know how many pieces of debris are in this picture. Maybe we'll say 100. 100 cells in it. We're seeing now the formation of life. We're seeing something that was once structured become unstructured and redefined and reshaped and rebuilt. And then we look at it and we say, oh my God, it's a tornado. Just like how we say, oh my God, it's a baby. There's a tornado. It was spinning and it localized to a mother's womb. You got to understand that if this toroidal field was a mother here, and that mother gets pregnant, there's instantly an intersecting, an opposing, a perpendicular tornado or torus field happening in her womb. So now there's two tornadoes happening. The mother's tornado, the mother's torus field, and then the baby's torus field. And that is interlinked with the father here, over here on the right hand side. He has a tornado. So this tornado met this tornado at a bar or a library or a sports game. They went home and they made a third tornado. The tornado is unseen. This new tornado is unseen. But you go to the doctor's office, to the prenatal care, and they put some sonographs on, some sound equipment, and they're hearing the tornado. You're hearing it as you move over, and then you hear that is the heartbeat. I remember like it was yesterday. They put the gel on. They put that medium, that liquid medium, and they put that sonograph technology on, this ultrasound. And we only did it once, because after we knew that the baby was anchored and into place, you know, that's the most important part, because if it's not anchored in the uterus well, then the mother could have some fatal side effects. If the baby lodges in the fallopian tube, that could be, it's not a good thing, okay? So we went for that first ultrasound, make sure that the baby was in a healthy place and that the heart was beating. After that, no more ultrasound, because ultrasound is a hyper sound that hurts the baby. And you know what? It's so funny when you go into the prenatal care center or whatever, the midwife or whatever, and you're getting the ultrasound, they're chasing it. They're chasing the baby over the stomach, like, oh, stay still. Oh, it moved. Oh, it's over here now. Oh, I got it. I almost got it. Oh, it moved. Because the baby is trying to escape this pulsating, annoying, piercing sound that is rattling the waters within, that is rattling their delicate cells, their developing organs. So please, when in the later stages, guys, you guys don't need to see the baby growing. The Creator created us having babies in the darkness for a reason. It's not to be seen. It's like a seed. You put it in the ground. You trust the work. You trust the gardener. You gotta have trust. Okay. And if you're healthy, now if you're a high risk person, I can't tell you what to do because you're high risk. The mother tornado, the father tornado came together and created another perpendicular, another opposing tornado that is emanating from the mother's stomach that we can hear. Okay? You can't see it until it has debris to gather, like this image here, with all of the wood chips and pieces and fence bits getting caught up in that tornado, all the soil and sand getting caught up in the tornado. Remember how the ancients say that we are created from the mud, we are created from the clay, we are created at the foothills of the mountain of the moon, whatever it is, whatever nation it is. The ancients would say that we are made from the dirt, we are made from the earth. That is because we have iron in us, we have gold in us, we have magnesium in us, copper in us. We have these things that you can also find in the ground. Cobalt. We have worms in us, which you can find in the ground. Okay? We have little mites, little bacteria, we have probiotic, we have microorganisms, all of which you can find in healthy soil. And when the tornado field moves over a womb, it starts to pick up the debris and organize it into according to the light code frequencies that it has been assigned, according to the karma that has been perpetuated, the dharma that has been created. It is shaping these. Imagine all of these were cells, all of these little pieces of debris in the tornado. If these were cells and the sand is cell and minerals, this tornado is shaping and sculpting this picked up debris based on what that person's characteristics are, the genes of the mother and the father, the soul signature of that child, soon to be child, who lived many other lives before. It is organizing this debris according to what has transpired in the past. It is organizing these cells into what will be in the future, what is needed. You see, we are generated off of the actions of our past and past lives, but we are also sculpted for our future mission. So the tornado, getting back onto it, the tornado, the torus field, is picking up this debris and it is creating a body. So does the body that is going to be picked up by a tornado and fashioned and formed from this torus field, does that body have a soul? No, it can't. It's impossible. It can't. It is the soul that temporarily formed a body, and it will allow that body to drop at some point. It will let that body go. Because remember, at the beginning I said, if you have something, you can lose something. If I have this bag of weed right here, this is some piff, some good ass chronic. Woo. I could get so blitzed off of this that I forget where I left it and lose it. I had it and I lost it. If I am the tornado, if I am the torus field, and I can build something together, I can start building a body to express myself through these random objects. There's a little gold and copper here. There's some sand and glass. There's some plant matter. There's iron and there's things here that I can use to express how I feel. That rhythm, that heartbeat that I am expressing, that is my own unique instrument, my own unique sound that I, the tornado, the torus field, have created and fashioned from the materials around me. Just like in this picture here, you can see the tornado because it has the sand in it and the debris and the soil and leaves. This tornado you can only see because it has the sand and dirt and this wood in it. And you can say, holy shit, there's a really strong, powerful wind here. There's a tornado here. It just popped up out of nowhere. That's because it was always there, but it is now being formed. The tornado is now looking formed. It's looking formed because it has materials to pick up. But as soon as I, the tornado, or this tornado that you're looking at, sets it down, I'm done with it. I've learned my lesson. I'm unhealthy. It died. It broke. It smashed. Then the tornado, myself, I still live on. I still go to other towns. And I'm still picking up other people's fences and roofs and making a whole new tornado, a whole new body. And then once that tornado moves on into the next town and has a different color, so you see this color soil that it has is like a peach, like a pinky orange here, I would say, right? Like a light sienna. Like a sienna mixed with white. And at the bottom here, it's like more of like an ochre, like a burnt sienna, more brown look. Up here, it's more gray, right? But what happens if this tornado moves over a field with dark, black, rich mineral soil? Then this tornado is not going to be a light-skinned, a yellow bone, a European, a light-skinned Nelson Mandela maybe looking kind of. It's not going to be like my skin tone right here kind of matches the tornado a bit. But if it's done with me now, it drops its body. That's the physical body gone, because the soul, the tornado, can have a body. Because if it has a body, it can lose the body. So it drops the body and it goes to another field of black, healthy, rich soil. And now that tornado, it's the same energy, it's the same spin, it's the same torus field, now moves over a dark soil field. Now it's going to pick up dark black soil. And you will say, oh, your baby's black. Oh, you have a black baby. You identify as black. And after that, it's going to go over to the water. And it's going to pick up water. And now this tornado is going to be full of water. No debris at all. But it will still have memory. Let's just say it still has memory of the matter that it picked up in its previous field. And from field to field, from color to color, from race to race, and gender to gender, circumstance to life circumstance, it is always going to have a piece of that soul signature, that debris in it, steering its flow, is steering its direction, right? Because if this tornado is going over this farmland here, obviously we can see it's a farmland, and the layout of the land causes it to change direction, then that means that its life path, its journey through that field is being altered by that field, by its life circumstances. You were raised in the hood with one mother. You had a bunch of badass friends. A bunch of them went to jail. Now, It drops that soil because it's going into another field of dark black soil, dark rich soil, and suddenly it has different landscapes, different scenarios, different hills and obstacles to go over, different life situations, two parents this time, private school education this time. And then it's going to move over the ocean, and it's going to be a lot of winds, and it's going to pick up a lot of water, and it's going to be maybe smooth sailing, a rich life, a life where everything is handed to you, boarding school, private jets, okay? So as this tornado moves through different townships, different countries even, it's picking up different material and it's expressing itself differently. But ultimately, the material that's caught up in the tornado can actually fall. It can actually be let go. You see, the pieces of wood out here on the peripherals of the tornado was once on the inside of the tornado. And you would look at the tornado and say like, oh my God, it's a wooden structure. And then after a while, maybe many spins, which we can call many years, it throws the wood and debris out and it picks up new material. And that new material would be called a baby. The body, just like the wood, does not have a torus field, just like the wood doesn't have a tornado. It doesn't have a tornado. Hey, yeah, can I get 2 planks of wood? Yeah, like 2x4s. Yeah, and give me that plywood. And do they have tornadoes in them? The wood doesn't have any tornadoes. I'm looking for wood with tornado. Do you know where I could find a wood with? Should I go to Home Depot? I'm looking for wood with tornadoes. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Are you asking for wood with a tornado in it? Yeah. I'm looking for wood that has a tornado. That doesn't happen. But you can look at any tornado and say, does it have wood in it? Yeah. Does it have sand in it? Yeah. Did it used to have sheet metal from a roof that it tore off? Yeah, it used to, and it's 50 miles that way, and now it's tearing through our part of town, and I have a brick house, and soon there's going to be bricks caught up in this tornado. So the tornado can have bricks, and then it can lose bricks. It can have wood and steel and soil, and then it can lose the wood, steel, and soil. But the wood, steel, soil, bricks, and metal can never have a tornado, just like your body's bones, flesh, cells, skin, hair can never have a tornado field, a torus field, a soul, an electromagnetic field. The soul has a body. The body doesn't have a soul. The body is not a lot of people say, oh, you know, my body, I have to treat my body right because it is a vessel for my soul. Opposite, completely opposite. What's G? What's good? Sir Drop. It is the fact that it's completely opposite. It is the fact that the body is not a vessel for your soul. The soul is really the vessel that your body lives in. Look at this. Which one is bigger here on the screen? Is the toroidal field, aka your soul signature, your characteristics, your emotions, your thoughts, your attitudes, your past life experiences. Is this toroidal field smaller than your body? People seem to think that your soul is inside of your body. Like, I'm 6'1", tons of fun, and sophisticated fun. I got feeling me known, and I got a license young, and I believe I'm number one. No, but seriously, And the way the cartoons and movies depict it is like, boom, you get shot, and then suddenly your soul rises up, and it's in the shape of your body, or it's a little small light, a little gaseous thing that like travels up, and it always goes up, right? It never goes down, right? It's like not everybody's going up. Not everybody's going all the way up. Some people are going all the way down because they have to, based on what they did, based on the past they chose. But if we can see which is a vessel for what is a vessel? This is a vessel for water, right? It's copper. It cleanses the water of bacteria. Really, like third world countries need these because there's bacteria in the water, so they get copper. We don't typically need it here, but I live in the city. There's a lot of gross stuff in the water. That's why I have like triple stage water fountain, reverse osmosis that adds minerals back into it, that also hydrogenates the water. So you're getting these little bubbles, blah, 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 right? This is for water. That's the water I drink. I just drank water that was inside of this vessel. Now, the water is going to be done soon. And let's call this water Billy. I don't know. Let's call this water Billy. When Billy's done, I pour him out over some plants, whatever, we can say Billy's dead. We say Billy died. But guess what? The vessel remains. The vessel still remains. The vessel is on the outside. The body of water is on the inside. And when Billy's done, Billy gonna be dead. But when I fill up water again, we can call it Lucy. Now Lucy's in the vessel. So this is the auric field. This is the aura right here. This is the soul. This is the tornado. This is what captures the matter, the water, the mater, the mother. This is what captures the DNA, the cells, the microbes, the little bubbles. Okay, there's a whole activity of life happening in this vessel. Little microbes, little bubbles. If I leave it long enough, it'll grow like fungus in it. It'll grow like, you know what I mean? There's life happening in here, especially if I spit in it. Then it's a real catalyst to life. So the life that we can visibly see happening, changing, growing, decaying is happening inside of this vessel. Once I drink Lucy, now Lucy dead. Now I gotta go back to the tap, the fountain of life, shall we say, the fountain of life, the never-ending fountain of life that brings forth life through material, always, is going to be now caught in this vessel. And once it's drinking, a new one. You know what I mean? So these are, the water in here is similar to bodies, different bodies. Hey, Chris, that's done. James, that's done. Emily, that's done. Jakeem, after that, that's done. Ray. Different bodies of water, different bodies is going to be harbored in this vessel. So, our soul, just like on the screen, which is bigger than our body, because we know that it extends, the auric field, the electromagnetic field, it extends beyond the body, we can safely say that what you're looking at, that dome structure, that toroidal field, is a vessel. But it's etherical, right? It's non-physical. And that's where it can get a little bit of a mindfuck. That's where it can get a little tricky. Because you're thinking that a vessel has to be like a boat that holds air and water and people. When really, in this sense, it is the unseen that is holding the physical seen object. Now, on the flip side, in the flip world, right? In the etherical world, in that spiritual space, your soul would be the physical thing, and your body would be the unreal, fleeting, illusory object. Okay, to the soul, to each of our magnetic fields, because they are conscious, that is what's everlasting. Remember what I said to you. This is the aura, right? This is the tornado. This is the field. That's what's everlasting. That's what's moving through different townships, picking up different debris, creating a body, a physical body to see. When I fill up the water, that is what is the renewable thing that I am refilling and dying, and born, dead, filled, empty. But in the spiritual realm, it is the vessel that is physical, and the body of water that is spiritual, that is etherical, that is non-real, it's illusory, it's fleeting. Why? Because anything real and substantial stays, it remains, is permanent. Like mental, the mental state. Okay? This universe is mental. So the mentality is the real substance. It's the real thing that can be quantified and measured. The human body is always changing, growing, dying, getting sick, healing, things added in, things getting cut out. That is the real temperamental object. Okay? The thing that can die, the thing that can be replenished. Now, I know that might be a little bit of a mind blow, a little bit of a different way to look at it, but why do they tell us, or why do they allow us to think that it is the body that has a soul? Because if you think like that, then your soul can be saved. Then your soul can be damned. Your soul can be punished. Your soul can wait in purgatory. Your soul can be evil, an evil soul, an evil spirit. And if that's the case, then who do you go to? Who are you going to call? The priest, the doctor, the medical priest, the religious priest, the spiritual priest, the gurus that have people all over the world brainwashed, thinking that, oh, he's my guru. This Srimanti Sadguru Napatiham is looking. I have his picture in every corner of my house so I can stay connected to him, and he's judging me, and he's gonna do a summit that I gotta pay $2,000 to go see him for, and all that bullshit. Nobody else can save your soul but you. In fact, your soul can't be saved. It's only the body that can be saved. Your body gets sick. Your body's about to die. You can save your body. But your soul is the permanent thing. Your soul is the vessel. Okay? You can save the people on board, but you can't save the ship. The ship is the ship. You can save the souls on board, but not the ship. Your soul, your electromagnetic energy has existed long before your body. It will exist long after your body. Just like this copper vessel will exist long after the water in here is drank. So they mindfuck us by making us think that the soul is smaller than the body, so it's insignificant. Oh, it's just a little soul. It's in your body, but you gotta protect your skin, and you gotta buy this product for your skin and your hair, and buy this product for your lungs, and take this shot and this vaccine. But your soul, oh, we don't even know if that's real, and if it is, it's inside of you. It's like this little thing inside of you, and it floats off to heaven with wings when the body dies. All that shit. So be a good person so your soul can float up and not down. It's bullshit, right? So it's another form of control. It's another form of diminishing and belittling our amazing potential for our souls to exist and to expand and to touch each other and to integrate with each other. And that whole period of the vid the COVID-19 of social distancing was for that fact, so that our vessels don't collide with other vessels and heal each other and enlighten and bring each other up in this most monumental time. So I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to really take that in, okay? So we're going to switch gears now. And you know, the next time you hear someone say, oh, you know, my body has a soul and my body is a vessel for my soul, just correct them. Just correct them. Say, well, actually, you know, your soul is like your electromagnetic aura. It can be photographed with certain technology, and it's actually bigger than our bodies. So it's actually the reverse. Alright, we are going to switch gears here. And we are going to get into some news, okay? We are going to get into some news. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really do. I hope you guys took that in like you wanted to. I hope that that really resonated with a lot of people out there, okay? Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, now switching up gears to what else we have in store, which is, of course, the plant-based movement, which is going to help your what? It's going to help your body become lighter, more transparent, so that your toroidal field can flow easier through it. Guys, I've said this before. You can be spiritual all you want, but you can't be as spiritual as you can possibly be without being plant-based, without eating fruits and vegetables, mostly raw. That is the way that you are able to harbor most life energy. Okay? Your soul needs to move through you in order to keep you healthy. It's constantly scanning and constantly you know, the DNA, RNA, just the whole process of the toroidal flow is constantly cleansing you out, constantly moving out pathogens and negative thoughts, and constantly healing you, keeping you alive. It's sustaining you, right? So the cleaner you eat, the less blockages there are, the less physical blockages that there are, impedances, obstacles for that flow. Imagine a clogged drain, guys. You unclog your drain is clogged. It's like it's still, the water is still, you know, you can see the little debris floating around. Say in your toilet, you can see the toilet paper and the boo-boo just floating there. But once you unplunge it, or you clean it, or you get like a pipe cleaner and whatever, you up and down, and you're clearing all the dirt and debris, which would be the fats, the cholesterol, it would be the parasites, the microbials, all of that stuff, the visceral fat, etc., negative thoughts. Then you're going to unclog it, you're going to hear that it's unclogged, and it's going to finally flush, and it's going to make that spin, it's going to make that tornado, and you're going to see it. If your sink is full this high, and you plunge it, then it's going to start draining down, it's going to create that torus fill, that tornado, and it's going to work like it's supposed to work, carrying the water out. Now, if you are backing yourself up with meat because you just can't give it up, and it's just, oh, bacon, you just can't give up the bacon, then you're basically asking for your toroidal flow, your energy, it's going to be clogged up. If there's a spin over my head and there's a spin under my butt, basically, pause, and they're spinning, and the flow is coming down to my heart chakra really tight as it gets to my heart, and then it opens up and it goes wider and wider below my sacral chakra and out and beyond my feet and up and around me, and repeat the process from my head down my spine and down my chakras, out through the bottom and down and out and around again. That is like a cleansing flow. It is a flow. It's a process. Why would you want to impede that? Why would you want to disrupt that flow, right? So by eating better, it clears out your colon. It clears up the visceral fat that is impeding your liver, your heartbeats, all of that is constricting your veins. That is the cholesterol that's stuck to the veins, the walls of your veins, restricting the blood flow. You know what I mean? All of these restrictions are restricting. Sorry, it's restricting the flow, which is health. That is your health. Now, that is why I talk so much about going plant-based. You know, because you can, everybody watching right now, I believe, is more spiritual on a level than your average person that is an atheist, or an average person that is, Christian or Catholic or whatever, and believing in fear and the fear of God or whatever, right? So, by clearing the blockages of your flow, you can be more spiritual. You can be more connected. Your aura will reach more potent in a wider area. Remember how I said that the wider your the wider your electromagnetic field, the weaker it gets, and the closer it is, the closer your hands are knitted, then the more potent it is. But the wider it is, the weaker it is. It's a balance. Well, imagine being able to expand the potency out to the further extremities of your aura, of your electromagnetic field. Then you'd be able to heal people. People would be able to read you better. You'd be able to connect with people, be drawn to people, have more of an insight of why things are happening to you or for you. Because nothing is ever happening to us. We are always creating our reality, our states of being, our situations. So it's crazy now that I am going to introduce, this food that is made from plants, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's just vegan. It's not actually plant-based. It's just vegan." But let's think of something. The plant-based foods, the vegan foods, whatever you call it, the Beyond Burgers, the Impossible Burgers, do they have good ingredients in it? No, not particularly great ingredients. I mean, mung beans, adzuki beans, split peas, black beans, mushrooms, all sound like they're pretty good, and they don't cause visceral fat. They don't cause high cholesterols to where you're having heart attacks. They don't cause baldness. They don't, you know what I mean? These are flesh and dairy foods, and eggs. Oh, eggs are so bad. And fish. And bottom feeders like lobsters and all that shit. Well, these imitation meats, these mock meats, are 1,000% better for you than the real deal. But do I recommend eating it on a daily basis? No. Do I recommend, can the body handle that and cleanse itself? It's crazy. People, they hear about the dangers of meat and what meat does, and they still eat it, and then they'll say, "Hey, that Beyond Burger is pretty processed, dude. I'd rather just eat the meat, because it's so processed." Well, last time I checked, the meat, the flesh, the dairy, the eggs, the fried meat, especially fried meat and eggs and dairy, is the quickest path to death and sickness that you can get, through diet-wise. And then these people will hate on the processed food, as if a cow isn't a processed being that ate grains and grasses and somehow turned it into fleshy, veiny muscles and bones. Like, that is some processed ass shit. And then it is cut up, frozen, gassed with some gas to make it look pinker, longer, and then you get it and season it and cut it and fry it and bake it and barbecue it. You know what I mean? So I'm not here promoting unhealthy things. I'm promoting an alternative to meat. And we are hearing about all these meat alternatives like Beyond and Impossible. But there's a new company called Every. Well, it's not new. It was founded in 2014. Every the company recreates animal identical proteins through precision fermentation. In a process similar to brewing beer, the company feeds sugar to yeast that then produces vegan proteins that are nature identical to their animal counterparts. That's interesting. This is how California-based company makes every egg white. Remember, every is the name of the company. This is how the California-based company makes its egg white protein, a functional vegan egg protein which features the same amino acid profile, nutrition, and functionality as traditionally made eggs without any animal input. This means for those people that are almost plant-based and say, oh, I just can't give up my morning eggs, oh, I love omelets so much, scrambled eggs, which is like the leading cause to prostate cancer, because you got to imagine, you're taking a female's unfertilized dropping, which is called an egg, and we are putting it in a man's body. What do you think all that estrogen is going to do to a man? It's going to make him infertile. It's the potency of those eggs, that sexual remnants. You know what I mean? It's a reproductive, sexual. You know, the reproductive. It's like a period. It's like a woman's period dropping. But once it's fertilized, she has a baby. Just like the egg. Once the egg is fertilized, then it has a baby. A chick growing inside of it. But the chickens work a little bit different. You have to have it fertilized before it forms that shell. You can't just like skeet on an egg and then expect. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. Alpha's portfolio of products is large and ranges from various plant-based meat products like chicken nuggets, strips, meatballs, and patties, along with beef and sausage grumbles, to convenience meals such as tamales, burritos, wraps, and more. Now, I think that the real impressive thing would be to be able to like have a bone. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of companies that make chicken wings, and they have like a bamboo bone, like a bamboo shoot going through it, and they wrap the soy or the mushroom or whatever around that. I think that's really cool because bamboo is super sustainable. It can grow like 5 inches in a day or something like that. It's crazy. Maybe like 3 or 4 inches in a day. It's crazy. It's crazy. Vegan meat has room for improvement, they say. The Gen Z is a driving demographic behind the popularity of plant-based alternatives, which means that if that's Gen Z, then all these generations coming after that, they're going to be so prone to meat-free living. One thing standing in the way of them going vegan, a recent survey found that 37% indicated that their cravings for non-vegan food, mostly meat, is the culprit. So it's the steak, it's the chicken wings that they want, right? This means that there is room for improvement and variety in the plant-based meat sector, something that both Alpha and Every are looking to explore jointly. That is very exciting. I can't wait. You know what I mean? I can't wait to try it, because you know what? It's not for me. I'm fine with eating. Like, look, I'll have a pumpkin sweet potato soup with the herbs and everything like that. I will have, like last night I had broccoli with yu choy, which is like a bok choy, with some quinoa and what else is in there? I had some fresh lettuce with hummus. Like I don't need to replace chicken or egg or anything like that. But I understand that there are people out there that have to like transition that way. They have to have those little treats, you know. They have to have this burger here. They have to have that shake, the ice cream. They have to have these things that taste like what they had in order to transition. And once their gut bacteria gets better and once they start craving more plants, that's when they're going to be able to go plant-based. But let's not hold it over people's heads, and let's not front as if you're a plant-based eater or you're a vegan right now, that you just went cold turkey and the next day you woke up and you ate no more burgers, you ate no more fake chicken wings, no more fake eggs, no more fake like tofu bacon or tofu cream cheese or something like that. Like, let's not pretend. You know what I mean? And if you have, you're 1 in a million, literally 1 in a million. But for the majority, 99.9% of people, they say, you know what? I'm going to cut out beef. and then they're gonna go to a burger joint and say, "Oh my God, like this is I've been invited to a birthday party and it's at a burger joint. Let's see. Oh, they have a Beyond Burger. Okay, I haven't tasted that, but since I love red meat and I'm giving it up for my health, let me just order this Beyond Burger because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I never tried it because I was eating regular burgers before. I never had a reason to try a Beyond Burger, but oh my God, it's been like 3 months. Okay, let me just, yeah, waitress, let me just I'll get the Beyond Burger with fries. Thank you very much. Boom, it comes to her plate. Eats it. Says, oh my God, that is remarkably close to like a burger's taste. I could do this. I could definitely buy this. This is great. The next thing on my list to go is chicken, but I don't know if they have anything like chicken. And then you go to a restaurant, it's an anniversary party, and everybody's ordering their fish and their chicken and the thing. And then, oh look, on the menu, our vegan chicken burger. Oh, you know what? Can I try the vegan chicken burger? Oh yeah, sure, coming right up. Boom, tries it. Oh, it doesn't really look like chicken. It's kind of like shaped like a cube or shaped, you know what I mean? But let's try it out. Oh my God, I haven't had chicken in 3 months, in 4 months. This tastes so much like chicken. Excuse me, is this actual chicken? No? Wow. It even pulls apart like chicken. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these transitionary foods are for people, and they really do help. Okay? They really, really help people. In the very beginning, I was getting the fake hot dogs and the fake sausage and the fake cheese and whatever. And that really helped me because I would be able to go to the barbecues and not feel like I'm missing out and blah, blah, blah. And then my gut bacteria changed, so my thoughts changed. And I said to myself, you know what, I don't even, this is very processed, a lot of sodium, all these things are added into it to like fortify it, like iron and folate and stuff like that. You know what? I've heard some controversy about this. You know what? I'm just gonna have a sweet potato soup with some pumpkin and carrots in it, and and some quinoa on the side with some tahini, and I'll be good. That's my personal journey, and I don't like to judge people for what they eat or for what they do, but it is a little bit, insensitive and cruel to resort to animals and animal byproducts for you to sustain yourself, because we're not in the desert and we don't need to hunt and shit like that, because there's grocery stores with literally like thousands and thousands of products that don't have animals in it, and so we're not at a scarcity where we have to hunt. It's like, oh, I need meat because real men hunt and I hunt my meat. It's like, no, bro, you're hunting for sport. It's for fun. You're taking like back in the day where the land was devastated and we overfarmed it and we let off bombs in the old wars of our ancient days, and we devastated the landscape and we couldn't get food, and the only things that could get food were the animals that could process these poisonous plants or these scanty plants or these hardy plants like roots and bark that we can't. You know how you see the deer like chewing on literally like twigs and shit? Well, we said to ourselves, oh shit, well, they're eating that food that we can't eat, but we can eat their meat. So, and then it would be like a rites of passage where it's like, son, today's the day I'm taking you out hunting. And it's like a sad day. And when you kill that animal, you do it quickly, you do it efficiently, you go up to the animal, you bless the animal, you bless the soul, you bless the meat, and then you drain it and skin it and carry it back, and then, you process it. But it was never like yeah, I'm going hunting today. Woo, we're going hunting. I'm going hunting with my dad. No, it started off as a place of scarcity. And remember, you wouldn't be able to hunt unless you had plant-based things aiding you while you hunted. So you would grab some mint leaves to delay your hunger, grab some coca leaves to delay your hunger and put off your hunger sensations, and you would see some flax seeds or some sunflower seeds growing in a sunflower, or you'd see a rose bush and you'd eat the rose petals, anything to get a flavor in your mouth while you're sharpening your tools and learning how to hunt. You pick up the grass, you eat the little roots of the grass, you know what I mean? So You get the dandelions, which are growing everywhere. You get the the leaves. You put the leaves in your mouth and you eat the leaves while you're waiting for the buffalo. You know what I mean? So we were always plant-based before hunting. Before we could learn how to hunt or sharpen spears or do any of that kind of stuff, learn how to organize or stay downwind so your scent isn't traveled downwind into their noses and they smell humans. You know, all of these things took a lot of time. You know what I mean? Even for a skilled predator such as a cougar or a lion, even they have their failures. If they are born that way and they have their failures, what do you think it was like for us? So of course we were plant-based before we started eating animals. Okay, so moving on, switching gears, there is a company called Shake Shack. And this is a really interesting story. It's kind of weird. Shake Shack's AI, artificial intelligence, made vegan shakes and veggie burgers just launched at all 260 U.S. locations. Fast food chain Shake Shack just expanded its veggie burger and dairy-free milkshake and custards made in partnership with food tech company NotCo to its more than 260 locations. That's crazy. Starting today, customers can try Shake Shack's new non-dairy chocolate custard and non-dairy chocolate shake, both of which are entirely plant-based. To create these sweet treats, Shake Shack worked with the Not Company, NotCo, a Chilean company that uses an artificial intelligence powered platform, affectionately known as Giuseppe, to create plant-based versions of animal products. I hope I'm pronouncing Giuseppe or Giuseppe correctly. Alright, both items which Shake Shack is adding to its core menu are made with not milk, a functional vegan milk that mimics dairy in every way that matters. This is a quote. Since we started Shake Shack in 2004, our mission has been to serve up elevated versions of the classics that not only taste great but are crafted with the premium ingredients. That's the chief marketing officer at Shake Shack. Starting May 5th, Shake Shack is also expanding the Veggie Shack to its national menu. The meatless burger, which took the fast food chain 5 years to develop, features mushrooms, sweet potatoes, carrots, farro, and quinoa, and comes topped with American cheese, crispy onions, and pickles and shack sauce. So obviously not everything is vegan about it, but it's a step in the right direction, right? Look, the more of these burgers are served, the less cows have to die. The less cows have to die, the more the less land area that we will have to destroy. Like in the Amazon, how they're ripping down trees to grow grass fields for cows. Does that make sense? To tear down the Amazon, the center of our medicine for this earth, so that cows can eat, so that they can be slaughtered? Come on, guys. There's another quote. I don't even want to read that. Shake app users have exclusive early access to this item starting today. It's not considered vegan friendly because it contains animal-derived cheese, sauce, and the bun. So it's like a brioche bun with the egg. But they could easily switch that, right? Shake Shack, or ask for a lettuce wrap. Shake Shack gets into AI-powered vegan shakes. Now, how is this possible? Shake Shack first unveiled its partnership with NotCo in May 2022 when it began testing the dairy-free milkshakes and frozen custards at 10 locations in New York and South Florida. Now, the items are expanding nationally after being well-received in these select regions last summer. To make the new shakes and custards, Shake Shack tapped NotCo's proprietary technology, which analyzes animal products on a molecular level and pulls from a database of more than 300,000 edible plants to replicate the inputs without animals. That is interesting. While the Chilean food tech company has gained wide distribution at major chains across South America, its Shake Shack partnership represents the first time Notco's products have been available in the United States food service sector. For the Shake Shack launch, it took Giuseppe and the Notco team 4 months to determine the plant-based components that seamlessly replace animal products in the new Shake Shack's menu. I would try this. This sounds like something I would try. This is obviously something that's only in America, but I would definitely like to try this just to see, you know what I mean? I mean, if it's AI selecting like genetically identical amino acids and all that stuff, like that's much better than like trial and error with humans. You know, I'm interested in that. I would definitely try that, and then I would go on like a day fast and cleanse after with lots of water and whatever beet juice and stuff, right? That's what I always do. I will eat these products, but I will fast. I fast like maybe once every 2 weeks, so like twice a month. Sometimes I go on like 2-3 day fast. Sometimes I go on just a juice fast and just drink a bunch of beet juice or celery juice and just have that flowing through my body so that it can digest. Now this is interesting. I'm seeing a Kraft Heinz like Kraft singles, like those single slices for things like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that, burgers, and they're partnering up with Not Cheese. Notco has apparently last year the company has also entered a joint venture with Kraft Heinz Company. It'll be called Kraft Heinz Not Company, which will result in a number of co-branded products. Currently, a not co-developed version of a dairy-free Kraft singles in 3 flavors are headed to grocery stores, with vegan Kraft mayo in the works. Kraft mayo, along with other innovations across 7 categories planned for 2024, so next year. To fund its global ventures, Notco closed a $235 million Series D funding round in 2021. I wonder what the valuation was on that. With participation was from vegan race car champion Lewis Hamilton, musician Questlove, Questlove in the house, y'all, and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. I did not know that he was a vegan enthusiast. Shake Shack first began exploring meatless burgers back in 2018 when the chain tested the Veggie Shack for a limited time at its select locations. Blah 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 blah. It's made with all this stuff. Blah blah blah. They also offer a meatless shroom burger on its permanent menu, but it cannot be ordered vegan as a portobello mushroom patty is stuffed with cheese. Yikes! Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Anyways, that is very interesting how they are getting AI. Now, I don't, you know, I'm not a fan of AI. I don't know where it's going to go. This is like the event horizon. This is a singularity. We don't know what happens on the other side of this. We don't know what's going to be after all this in AI intervention. You know what I mean? I really don't know, and I don't want to know. Robert Downey Jr. is helping bringing whole-cut vegan steaks to hundreds of restaurants. Now, whole-cut vegan steaks, that is interesting to me. Robert Downey Jr., good actor, does a lot of good work. I like his work as Iron Man. I'm a Marvel head. I'm a nerd. So what? Want to fight about it? It says Israeli food. Oh, God, Israeli. Oh, ouch. Israeli food technology startup Chunk Food recently raised $15 million in seed funding from investors to include Robert Downey Jr.'s venture capital Film Footprint Coalition. The new funds, the company says, mark the biggest seed round ever for an Israeli plant-based company. Chunk, which is a company, will use the funding to construct one of the largest plant-based whole-cut meat factories in the world. Our state-of-the-art facility will be completed this summer and will have the capacity to manufacture millions of steaks nationally. Amos Golan, the CEO and founder of Chunk Foods, says. Chunk also plans to continue strengthening its commercial team, building the brand, and expanding its partnerships to the food service industry in an effort to bring vegan steaks around and other whole cut meats to the restaurant across the United States. Now, I don't know how the frig they're gonna do that. I know how they're gonna pull that off. Like, I don't know what kind of technology. Like, is it gonna be fleshy? Like is it gonna shred? Let's see. In fact, the expansion will allow the brand to serve more than 300 restaurants. That's not that much. With an initial focus on select U.S. cities, including New York, why not Toronto, and Los Angeles. Chunk Foods steak is already being served at some of NYC's finest establishments, including Coletta, Anixie, and Bocastal Hospital, the butcher's daughter. Oh, sorry. The Bicoa. Whoa, let me slow down. Chunk Food steak is already being served in Bi-Coastal Hotspot, the butcher's daughter. So that means on LA and New York. You know, West Coast and East Coast. Bi-Coastal. It hopes one day to outcompete animal agriculture in terms of price, scale, and efficiency. However, they say, however, even though the category has undergone continued development, it has only just begun to tap into its potential, particularly in the whole cuts beef market, which is twice the size of ground beef. The opportunity here is enormous. The Footprint Coalition agrees, saying that Chunk's whole cut meat has huge potential. And they say, prior to investing, we worked with several top-tier restaurant groups and trialed the product in their test kitchens. And that's what they say from Footprint Coalition. They also go on to say, there was an unanimous praise for the product, not just in terms of taste, texture, and ease of preparation, but also in the list of ingredients. The product hits all the marks. Now, in the terms of preparation, we got to understand that there's no real blood to get infected from, right? Which is a blessing. There's no real blood to have to cook out of the meat, or else it could be contaminated and whatever. What is vegan steak made of? Harnessing the ancient power of, now they're going back to the ancient power of fermentation. Chunk's whole cut vegan meat is made using fermentation technology similar to the time-honored process that turns ancient grains into bread and milk into cheese. This technology allows the company to make a product that has a meaty texture and bite and unmistakable umami flavors. I think umami means like kind of like animalistic. Chunks. I don't want to think. I don't want to guess. Unami definition. I want to bring it up for you guys. Unami. Maybe it's like the traditional taste, the traditional taste and texture, whatever. Let's see. Unami. What is the meaning of unami? Okay, what are examples of unami foods? Some foods that are high in unami compounds are seafood, meats, and cheese, seaweeds, soy foods, mushroom, tomatoes, kimchi, green tea. Okay, so unami is a type of flavor. It's a flavor profile. And this company is saying that they are getting it right. So that is just, it's amazing to see. It's amazing to read. I love it. And I can't wait for vegan steak to drop onto the market. So, dope. All right, y'all. Well, this has been. Jay Chosen says I have to clean my copper cup. Do you magnetize and structure your water? I use structured water. Where I sit my water at my bedside is there's a bunch of crystals around it, and they're getting the sun. It just structures the water very nicely. So that is that. And the copper, yeah, if you're clean it, no soap, just clean your copper utensils with lemon juice and scrub it, and then, something that's not too abrasive, scrub it, and then rinse it off with water. All right, guys, that was a crazy session, man. That was a crazy session. I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope I haven't wasted your time, and I hope it has been worth it. worth the listen. So please take this information, like, share, comment on the video after it's posted, and let's get this information out to the masses, because they need to know about, you know, the whole souls having a body versus body having a soul thing, why they would let us think that, what the purpose is, what the gain is for the establishment to let us think like that, and also these new ways of vegan eating, plant-based eating. You can still have all the taste and the texture that you want, and it doesn't take away from your manhood, and it's definitely going to add a couple years onto your life in comparison to eating these fleshy foods. A really good book that I recommend is Vegetarianism and Occultism. Guys, this book is classic. Hard to find the physical copy, but you can listen to it on YouTube or like LibriVox and stuff like that. So I just typed it in the chat, Vegetarianism and Occultism. I think it's by like C.W. Leadbeater. Anyways, that is me for today. That is my time. I am way over my time. I really gotta go. I gotta go open up my store. But I am dedicating my time to y'all because I love you guys. I love the energy that you guys give me. So please keep it up. Stay walking the path of the hidden light. And keep on expressing your own light. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't do. If you have any grudges, let them go. If you have any beefs, mend them, heal them. Relationships are the most important things that we have in this world. Alright, y'all. I love you guys. Peace. Blessings. I'm out. And I'll see you on Friday morning. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Alright, y'all.